Hello and welcome to the Ilene Silverman Show. I'm your host Ilene, and on this week's program, our guests discuss the 4th Annual Sunshine State Book Festival, January 27th and 28th, presented by Writers Alliance of Gainesville. Stay with us. We'll be right back. Welcome back. Thanks for joining us for our program. I'm delighted to introduce my guest, Pat Karen, pen name Marie Q. Rogers, and chair of the upcoming 4th Annual Sunshine State Book Festival. And Pat, it's just wonderful to have you back.
It's wonderful to be here.
Thank you, and congratulations. 4 years ago, we were starting your first Sunshine State Book Festival, and now here you are on the 4th Annual and still presented by Writers Alliance of Gainesville. And I congratulate you and everyone behind pulling this together again. I know it takes a lot of planning and effort.
It does.
And you're chairing it once again.
Yes, I am.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you.
I know it takes a lot of planning. But bring us up to date. I know you've gone through a big event, virtual, and now new changes. So give us the date and place.
The date is going to be January 27th and 28th. The 27th, Friday evening, we will have a social event for the writers and the public, the sponsors. It's open to the public.
Right, a great reception. Count me
Yes.
in. 7 to 9 p.m. I think I saw. Okay.
Yes. And the next day is the big day of the festival, where we will have 150 writers
Right.
signed up.
Wow.
Yes.
That is a lot. And then I was reading 15 genres. You've got a lot going on.
We do. We really do.
And presentations, panel discussions. Location? Where do we go?
Trinity United Methodist Church on 53rd Avenue Boulevard.
Easy to find, right?
Yes.
Lots of parking.
Oh, yes.
Handicap accessible. Oh, I saw food trucks also.
Yes. We will have probably 3 food trucks so people can come and they don't have to leave the festival.
Right, I'm thinking. Because you've got a lot of activity. 10 to 5 is jam-packed.
Yes, we have several authors who will be doing readings, short readings like 15 to 20 minutes.
Right.
Then we have a panel discussion of 4 science fiction fantasy authors.
Right, that's new this year.
That's new. They'll be talking about other worlds.
Okay, that's intriguing.
And then we have our keynote speaker,
Right.
Janice Owens.
And I think she's speaking Saturday, 1 p.m.
Yes, and she's the author of Hidden in Plain Sight, which is about a local lynching in the Newberry area.
Right.
Many years ago.
Many years
of
ago,
course.
but important knowledge for us to be aware of. She's
Yes.
done a lot of research for that.
Yes.
Yes. And so I think that's most timely. And of course, then you're spending all this time planning the event, but you you will be there presenting, and books can be signed, books can be purchased, prize drawings. So tell us a little about your books.
Okay, my first book, Trials by Fire, came out a few years ago, and it has won 2 awards. It won a Royal Palm Literary Award, and more recently a Firebird Award.
Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. And then Quest for Namai is the sequel,
Okay.
and that came out last year.
So you've still been managing to define your writing time.
Oh, that's the most important thing in life.
Have you been writing when did you start?
Probably when I was about 10.
Okay.
But I didn't get serious about it, well, not serious like I am now,
Right.
until I retired and had the time to really focus on it.
So when people come to speak to you throughout the festival, you'll have your books there. They can be signed. People can purchase your books on site and discuss everything with you.
Yes, yes.
And we have just a few more moments, but what would you like to share with everyone? I know reading and writing and the scope of this event is very important to you.
Oh, yes. It not only does it give us an opportunity to showcase our books, but we've got people from other states even bringing their books.
Oh.
And it's just so fascinating to see what's out there.
Yes, and to bring it all together.
Yes.
Many congratulations once again. I look forward to being a part of it. And stay with us. There's more to come. We're back talking about the Sunshine State Book Festival, and I'm pleased to introduce Bonnie Ogle, Secretary of the event, Children's Area Coordinator, and a well-recognized children's author. And it's good to have you here, Bonnie, and you're a participant in the event, and you're a very busy person.
Well,
You've been a teacher, go on.
I have been a teacher in the public school system and Sunday school, Girl Scouts, at the Florida Museum for many years.
Right.
I continue to volunteer there teaching children.
Making a tremendous difference.
I hope.
You are.
Thank you.
And volunteer interpreter, right, at the Butterfly Rainforest. That's part
that's
of what
great
you
fun. Great
yes,
fun.
you bring to the museum. And you bring a great deal of expertise to the book festival with the children's area that you were overseeing, which seems to me has grown over the last 4 years, that you're dedicating maybe more space, more authors. You're participating, as I said, as an author. Tell us a little more about what's happening there.
We have grown to 150 participating writers. So that's a lot of books
it's a lot of books.
150 writers bring all of their books.
And I see that you have a waiting list. You couldn't even house everyone who wanted to participate.
So hopefully we'll be even bigger the following year.
Right, it's been growing. I
We're
know.
very excited, and we have 27 children's authors, so that'll be fun for the children. We have all
Right.
kinds of activities going on for the children. We're working with the public school system. The children
Oh.
will be participating in an essay contest.
How fun.
So our theme, bringing readers and writers together,
Exactly.
has kind of a sub-theme. We're also encouraging literacy among our children.
And as a teacher, well, just from your point of view, you would know how important that is.
Absolutely. My own books.
Yes, which are all here, which, well, tell us about them, because I know you're involved in science, in wildlife, both through the
Natural history.
museum, natural history, and in your writings you express that.
Well, yes. My latest book, Miranda and the Golden Frogs, is bilingual, Spanish and English, and it's for little ones to educate them, but yet it's fun and not scary.
Right.
That's
okay.
important, not to just tell them, oh, all the frogs in the world are dying.
And share with me, because you've won an award for this book,
Oh.
Miranda and the Golden Frogs.
As
Please share
did
that.
Pat and Richard are also winners of the Royal Pond Literary Award, and so I'm very proud of that.
As you should be.
Thank you, thank you. This
Okay,
one is
share
also about
others.
frogs, but it's for middle graders. It's a little
Okay.
a novel, an adventure, also educational, but it's just peppered with frog jokes. So kids love frogs and frog jokes. And this one I'm really excited about also.
Yeah.
Do you remember when Titanoboa was at the Florida Museum?
I do. I was thinking about
Okay.
that. The late, great snake.
Titanoboa, the late great snake. This cover picture is by Jason Bork from the Florida Museum, and the Florida Museum has provided me with a great many pictures.
Oh, that's
Um,
outstanding.
so-
And I can see, well, okay, your theme, I definitely understand your theme. But okay, keep going, because
Well,
I'm just so enthralled.
I'd like to get back to the festival.
Okay.
The children are going to be also entertained with storytelling. We
I
have
see.
10 of those 27 children's authors will be doing storytelling on the half hour and hour.
Right, from their own books.
From using their
Okay.
own books, and some of them are just very entertaining. Some of them will appear in costumes. Last year, Betsy Ross appeared in costume and talked about I Pledge Allegiance with the pledge rap,
Right, I love that.
which was written by a teacher when she taught many years ago in order to teach her first grade students what the Pledge of Allegiance
Really
meant.
meant.
So we have a lot of entertainment going on for the children.
And you're in a separate area of the facility,
We
I
will
believe?
be with all of the
With
other
everybody?
authors, but
Okay.
set aside,
Okay,
so the parents can still
Do-
have charge of their little ones.
right, I
And
understand.
see where they are, but
Now,
we
wait.
will be set aside.
Are you one of the storytellers?
I will be
Okay,
one of the
can
storytellers.
we know what you're reading?
We are probably going to be talking about frogs.
Okay, I see it. Yes, it's a subject matter of
maybe
great
snakes.
interest, and it's cute. Frogs and snakes, I love it.
Kids
Thank-
love it.
Thank you, Bonnie, for all that you're doing for the book festival, and I congratulate you for
Well,
all your
thank
many
you.
achievements.
We hope that we'll see a lot of children.
I think you will,
Good.
definitely. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're talking about the Sunshine State Book Festival, and I'm pleased to welcome Pamela D. Marshall, Executive Director at the Wellness Network, and also participating author in the festival, good friend.
Yes,
And-
Eileen, thank you so much for doing this and for all that you do for the community. When we have all kinds of events, you're always right there on top of it.
Thank you very much. I love the opportunity, and in the many years I've come to know you, I've just realized you have so many different talents.
Well, thank
And-
you.
And you're a great asset to this community. So first explain at the Wellness Network.
At the Wellness Network is a nonprofit that I started in 2017 with a goal of providing programs and talk shows about things that help children and families in our underserved communities, as well as educating people about health and wellness. I've lost 4 of my 12 siblings to food-related illnesses, and I am very passionate about helping us understand that our health is in our hands.
Well said, and that we can do something about it.
Yes.
And what about your book?
The book, The Art of Forgiveness.
Yes.
It is a story of this journey of life through forgiveness. My sister had polio, and she was not able to walk. She was a quadriplegic. She was 3 years old.
Oh.
And I grew up Pentecostal, and through fasting and praying, my sister regained the ability to walk and to use her arms, and she became an artist when she was in her 50s. And when I was
Exceptional.
asking her about how did you know you knew how to do this? How
Right.
did this happen?
Right.
And she
Where
said,
was
when I
her
forgave.
source? Wow.
When she forgave. When she forgave my mother and God for her having polio.
Then she could free herself.
She was free. And that's what forgiveness is. I believe forgiveness is a final exam of this journey. And it is our goal for our hearts to be lighter than a feather. Because when we're weighed down with resentment and anger
Yes.
and bitterness, and we're ruminating all the time about things that happened in the past,
It eats you up.
it eats you up. 61% of people with cancer have unforgiveness issues.
Understand.
And to be able to release and let
That
that
go.
go. Because it's the past.
I know it's very hard though to live in the present and to live in the now and make that your focus. It is a life skill.
It is a life skill, and it was a challenge. And you know, when I was inspired to write this book the next morning, tears streaming down my face, and the Spirit just said to me, you have to be willing to live the life of forgiveness and write the story of the art of forgiveness. Because Eileen, I was trying to get pregnant, and my ex-husband, secretary, got pregnant by him.
Okay, there's a lot to take in, Pamela. You're right.
Yes, yes. And there were other things that have happened in my life. And so when I
That could really set you back.
Right. And so when you understand that you cannot take on the responsibility of what other people do, We're all on a journey, and people are going to do their thing, but that cannot become who we are. Otherwise, we will let their negative energy and the demons that they have kill us too.
Wonderful knowledge that you're imparting, and some of the knowledge that you are bringing to the book festival has to do with your interviews of many different authors, just as we look around these books here.
Yeah, none of these are my books, but I've had the joy of interviewing these authors, and that's been so fascinating for me to be, the Sunshine State Book Festival is about bringing readers and authors together.
Right.
And so through what we're doing at the Wellness Network is to introduce these authors to the viewers before they get to the Sunshine State Book Festival.
And some not even living in our area, so it's a great opportunity to learn more.
Well, that's been the upside of what this pandemic has done, because we're now very comfortable with doing Zoom
Yes.
interviews or
Yes.
StreamYard. I'm bringing these authors in via StreamYard, and so introducing the authors to each other, because on the 27th there's going to be a
Oh yes, the reception where everyone can come together.
Right.
And what you will know they'll know each other.
They'll know each other,
Yes.
and I'm gonna feel like, oh my goodness, it's so good to see you, and
And give them a real hug.
fist bump or whatever
Yes,
it is.
yes, whatever
It's
we
going to
need
be
to
so
do.
much fun. But to be able to allow viewers to hear, why did you decide to write, Richard? Or Marie, what inspired this?
Right.
Or Bonnie, why are you writing about frogs?
Right. What is it? I know.
What is it
and
about
that is what we
frogs?
all want to know.
Right.
When we even are reading the book, we wonder what set them on that course. That's
Exactly.
part of what you can discover at the book festival and
Absolutely.
through you, Pamela, and at the Wellness Network. And I thank you for all that you're bringing to the festival and through your book and to this community.
Well, you're so welcome. And all of the interviews,
Please share.
all of the interviews, they can be seen on my website at
Okay.
www.atthewellnessnetwork.com or Facebook,
Okay.
YouTube, and LinkedIn. So we go live on those three platforms.
Excellent.
When we do the interviews.
And we can find that information out through your website.
On the
correct?
website,
Okay,
yes.
perfect. Thank you again, Pamela.
Eileen,
Appreciate
thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Take care and stay with us. We'll be right back. We're talking about the Sunshine State Book Festival, and I'm pleased to welcome author Richard Garty, also a participant at the festival and the webmaster for the excellent website.
Thank you.
Very impressive. You get many accolades from your committee members and everyone.
Oh, thank you.
And I was exploring the whole website, so of course I read about you, Richard, and your bio. And what struck me when you talked about your creative flow, your left brain, your right brain, because you also in the middle of your whole life designed medical software.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Writing,
Yeah.
medical software, back to writing, and explain that flow that all has led to all these wonderful books, and right up here, these mention the awards that have come your way too.
Yeah. This series was set in a historical time period, but designed to be humorous. So it's about three New York dandies who decide that they're going to go out west and bring the wonders of the East in 1904 to the
Right.
people in New Mexico.
Right, the ragtime dudes.
Yeah, ragtime dudes. It's designed to be humorous. And two of those books did win the Royal Palm Literary Awards, the top awards.
Congratulations.
For that one.
I think that's fabulous.
But all
I
of
mean,
these
it's-
books are a reflection of what you ask about, which is that I find that in all the arts that there's a creative flow, a creative
There is.
energy, and that you want to encourage and stimulate that creative energy and to respect it and appreciate it for what it is. So I put a lot of time in on my writing. I write every day of the week.
It takes a certain amount of discipline
It does. That's the first thing. Just sit in the chair
to
and
make
do the
yourself
work.
do it. Yes,
Yeah.
there could always be a distraction.
Yeah, and for me, though everybody has a different approach to it, for me, a couple of diverse elements come together and don't appear related, but they coalesce into an idea that then turns into a plot of something that I want to do
It's
for a
what
novel.
sparks you.
Right, it's what
Okay.
sparks me.
I understand. Do you have several books going, several novels at one time sometime? Or you already get your idea, you're finishing one, you're...
No, it's a lot.
Percolating.
Yeah, I mean, I have tons of ideas for books,
Right, right.
but it's it takes about 18 months to do a book, and I have worked on 2 books at the same time,
Oh.
but not in the same genre. So I could do a nonfiction book at the same time I'm doing a fiction
Right.
book, but to do 2 books at the same time is both in the same genre. It just
that-
they compete with each other.
They compete.
Yeah.
And talk for a moment about the rich cultural, literary atmosphere in our community. I mean, we have so many writers in this community, poets and
And the sponsoring organization that puts on the Sunshine State Book
Right.
Festival is Writers Alliance of Gainesville, and that
Exactly.
is now up to 200 members.
oh wow,
And part of it is to help encourage other authors and to encourage each other and to keep this creative flow going for other
right.
people.
Because you can, well, we've done a show with WAG, and you can
Right. We
critique
share.
each other and
We-
help each other and
Exact-
share and encourage this literary culture to continue.
Exactly. Now let me come back to that because
Yeah.
you had mentioned that. So it was one of the original reasons for doing the Sunshine State Book Festival is we believe, or when we started it, we believe that that it's one of the strongest literary centers in the state of Florida. Gainesville is.
Wow.
And that people don't realize that there's kind of an untold
That-
story
I agree.
of what a powerful literary community we are, and you think it goes all the way back to William Barton,
Exactly.
and
Marjorie Kennan Rawlings.
Marjorie
Yeah.
Kennan Rawlings, and then we had writers like Harry Cruz teaching at the
Right.
University of Florida. Tennessee Williams came and did a residency here
Robert
at the
Frost
Hippodrome.
lived here
Robert
for a while,
Frost used to
right.
live here and teach for a while.
I
I mean,
mean-
there is a wide background to that, but also a present state of
Exactly.
authors who are
Many award-winning authors.
many award-winning authors.
Yes.
Last year, we haven't done the count yet on this year, we will
Right.
at some point. Last year, over a third of the authors who participated in the 2021
Right.
Book Festival had won awards, literary awards.
wonderful.
And we have, Jack Davis is a Pulitzer Prize winner.
Right here.
Right, our guest speaker for this year,
Right.
Janice Owens, has won awards. So
It's all-
it's a thing that I think the rest of Florida doesn't realize, that here is a strong
But-
literary community, and the Sunshine State Book Festival is about
Bringing that attention.
bringing readers
Yes.
and writers together, but also to bring the awareness to the state of Florida that, hey, here's a major cultural center.
And I think you are achieving that and bringing readers and writers together. And I want to thank you and Pamela and Pat and Bonnie and everyone that is making the festival possible. I thank you very much.
All right.
We look forward to it.
Okay, thank you.
And I'm so glad you tuned in, and I hope you'll join us next week. Take care.